hello, hello. It is B with the B code, and I am back at you again. As you can tell by the thumbnail, I have on there alpha female talk, right? Because it's time for the alpha females to step up and start using their voices, right? We got a lot of beta females on here on YouTube, and I'm feeling some of it, and a lot of it I'm not feeling, right? Because when I go out into the community, I can spot a Black Manosphere male from a mile away, right? And there's different types of them. So I want to give a little tidbit on how to spot which type of manosphere male you're dealing with, right? Because there's different kinds. I took the liberty of pulling up the manosphere, Wikipedia's manosphere, and what the manosphere is. I don't know. I did a video on this a while ago. I couldn't find it, so I just figured, hey, I'll go over, what the manosphere is, specifically the Black manosphere, right? So we all know that the manosphere started out with white men. They were having their own personal issues with their women. They were having their masculinity issues, their misogyny issues, their opposition to feminism issues, men's rights. They felt as if their rights were being infringed on, or they didn't have any. We had the men going their own way, the pickup artists, and the fathers' rights groups, right? Now, with that being said, there's a difference between the white manosphere and the Black manosphere. And the reason I say this is because the white manosphere, these are descendants of white men that run the United States of America, right? So they have experienced these rights and issues and things of that nature for decades and generations. So moving to later times, they knew what they had and they knew the things that they were losing, right? So the rights to their wives to make decisions and manage the money and basically have her in submission because there was no other way for her to support herself um, except being at home with her parents or being in a marriage, right? Then also they had that choice of when their marriages broke up, whether they were going to take the kids or whether they were going to leave the woman with the kids, right? They also got that um, their masculinity was respected because they were seen as, the power players of the country. Okay. So when feminism came along and white women started to, uh, you know, express that they wanted to have equal rights just as men. I'm a person, I'm an individual, I have a brain. I know how to make decisions. I want to make these decisions and run my life and handle my business on my own, right? So they feel what they've lost, and this is their beef, right? So now when we come to the Black manosphere, it's like, okay, you've never going back, you've never run anything, basically but a household, right? You had to beg, scrape, and scrounge for everything you wanted, your masculinity out here when it came to dealing with a white man. You had to, you frequently made the choice to leave your wife or your woman and your children behind because you felt it was a lighter load and that you couldn't handle it and manage it anymore. So the woman and the children were of no importance to you, right? You were selfish. You wanted to go out and do your own thing, right? Um, so as far as fathers' rights, Black men really didn't start feeling those issues or start complaining about those issues until they were forced to pay child support. So you can leave, but part of your income stays, right? So you can go out there and do whatever you want to do, but part of your income is coming inside of this house to take care of these children you help create. On the white man's side of that, he was taking care of his kids hands down. Here, you need money. Here, you need this. Here, you need that. Because his children, his legacy, his offspring were of importance to him because that is the culture of the white man, right? So Black men, they have created this Black manosphere, and they have all these gripes and moans about issues and masculinity and finances and fathers' rights that they never possessed, right? So with the Black woman, she's pretty much saying to herself moving forward as the times move forward, hey, you know, we got rights now. We don't have to be up under the thumb of these Black men who have us and our children starving, who have us and our children living in slums, who are they're so willing to fight us, but they are unwilling to go out there and fight the white man for what they know they should be fighting for, which would make their situation better, which would make their mental health better, which would make the woman's situation better, which would make her mental health better, which would make the children's situation better, which would make the children's mental health better, right? So we're looking at these Black men like, dude, why are you over here fighting me? Fighting me is not going to put you in a power position. The only way you're going to get into a power position is to go out there and fight those white men, right? Now, with that being said, as the times move further, there was not only the white man that they needed to go out and fight against to get some type of standing in society. Now you had the Hispanic man, you had the Chinese man, you had the Indian man, you had the Arab man, you have the men of every other races that these Black men are now having to fight against, right? So instead of for him or these men, these Black men, to get together and figure out how are we going to make an impact on these men of other races to um I don't want to say force, but yeah, basically force them to say, hey, listen, why are you the only ones that can own businesses? Why are you the only ones owning businesses? Why are you the only ones that are in control of things that we as Black men need to provide for our life and our families as well? Instead of them to go to these men of other races and fight and ask them these questions, they have turned their attention to the Black woman to blame her because he doesn't want to go and fight the men of other races. So he wants to fight the Black woman, but we don't have what you want. And even if we gave you what we have, it will still amount to nothing because you don't have nothing, so we don't have nothing. So how do these Black men rationalize the war against the Black woman when she is not his enemy. His enemy are the men of the other races who have successfully locked them out of the power areas of life. So now when you turn around and you create this hate culture for Black women, um, then on the other hand, you want respect from the Black woman. I don't see how you can hate somebody and then want respect from them at the same time, because you don't respect your enemies. You don't respect those that hate you. You don't want nothing to do with your enemy or a person that hates you, right? So now, at the same token, where Black women have been left to their own devices, left to their own minds, left to get it where they can get it, we have been successful in doing so. So we, as women, as Black women, we said, hey, I gotta eat, these kids gotta eat. I gotta have a roof over my head. These kids gotta have a roof over their head, whether she's a single Black woman with no children or whether she is a mother. It has to be gotten. So the Black man is blaming the Black woman because she's doing what she has to do, right? Now, this is where the alpha female comes in, the Black alpha female. She knows what she's out there in society dealing with because she's out there in society dealing with it. On the other hand, the Black man, some of them are out there dealing with it and they have a level of understanding to where they don't turn around and blame the Black woman. They know what the issue is. But then you have these groups of Black men who feel like it's all the Black woman's fault because he can't have what he wants when it's dealing with men of other races. So he decides that he wants to come and try to take what a Black woman has, which is her alpha status, which is her femininity, which is her mind to do what she knows it is she's supposed to do. But at the same time, whether we gave it to the man, he don't know what to do with it because it's a feminine power, right? So when I say Manosphere punk, the punks, you're a punk. I don't care, you can go and tell that. You're a punk. If you feel as if all your problems are stemming around the Black woman, you're a punk, because the power that you want, we do not have. We can stay home, we can quit our jobs, we can cut off our county checks, we can leave our Section 8 behind, we can quit we can quit doing everything in society. You will still not have what you want, which is the power to get your own business. I'm talking a real business where you need a board of directors and you need, you know, all these different things in order to create and maintain this big corporation. You still won't get it. You still won't be seen as an equal among men of other races. It'll just be Black men basically out here in the working world in the same position he is in now, an inferior position. So my point is, how do you think that dominating the Black woman is going to make you appear dominant in the eyes of men of other races when they already know you aren't, when they already know you don't have the keys to get in the door, when they already know how to lock you out and keep you locked out? We have the answers for you, but you don't want to hear shit we got to say. You don't respect us. You think that dominating us and beating us up and taking our power and leaving us as single mothers, you think that that in some way is supposed to give you the keys to compete against these men of other races when you can barely read, you can barely spell, you can barely pay your bills, you can barely take care of yourself. So, how are you supposed to be seen as a dominant force in society when you taking the crumbs of these men of other races yourself? Because that's what Black women have. We have the crumbs, right? So we can't come home to our businessman who's running a corporation, who has established something, who has a separate standing in society as a man. If you stand the Black man next to the men of other races, I'm going to tell you what we see. We see a Black bitch. It is what it is. Viewer discretion is advised. They see a Black bitch, right? You have nothing. You run nothing. You control nothing, right? You're the booty of society. You are the pleasurer of society. That's all you amount to. And I'm just trying to keep it 100, because your problem is not with the Black woman. Your problem is within yourself. You're looking for an easy way out, and the easy way out is to blame Black women for your problem. You blame the Black woman because you didn't have a father. Well, motherfucker, the Black woman didn't have a father either. Why you think these women are out here twerking and selling pussy and doing OnlyFans? Because a true father would not allow his daughter to do so. He would rear and train her differently. So you complaining about not having a father, but the Black woman didn't have a father either. So make it make sense. How does that make sense? It doesn't, right? So how to figure out which male of the manosphere you're dealing with, right? So we have the Manosphere is a collection of websites, blogs, and online forums promoting masculinity, misogyny, and opposition to feminism. Communities within the Manosphere include men's rights activists, incels, men going their own way, pickup artists, and fathers' rights groups, right? So when we look at masculinity, right? What is it saying about masculinity? Masculinity is a set of attributes, behaviors, and roles associated with men and boys. Masculinity can be theoretically understood as socially constructed, and there is also evidence that some behaviors considered masculine are influenced by both cultural factors and biological factors. Now, it says a set of attributes, behaviors, and roles associated with men and boys. It didn't say that your masculinity is based on how a Black woman respects you or not. Just because a woman respects you as a man does not make you masculine. And this is where the Black man has it all wrong. He's thinking that, oh, if Black women be more respectful, fit, and feminine, it's going to make me look more masculine. No, it isn't, because you still are in a boy's position. Boys don't run anything. Boys don't have anything. Boys are still taken care of by their mothers. They're still cooked for. They're still cleaned for. Their clothes are still washed for them, right? A man is able to do these things for himself. He is expected to do these things for himself unless he is out there being the breadwinner, which is a position that separates him from the boys, because boys are not breadwinners, right? So when we speak in terms of masculinity, how to spot a fake a fake Black man who's faking his masculinity by having by trying to overpower black women or trying to have black women submit to him to make him feel more like a man, because black men think that a woman submitting to them and being respectful to them and running the black woman is what makes him a man or what makes him masculine, and it's not. So whenever you run into that man, that black man who is expecting you to bow down to him, he's faking. That's how you spot the fake masculine black man, right? Misogyny. Misogyny is hatred of, contempt for, or prejudice against women. It is a form of sexism that is used to keep women at a lower social status than men, thus maintaining the social roles of patriarchy. Misogyny has been widely practiced for thousands of years. It is reflected in art. I distinctly remember going over this. Okay, so misogyny is a hatred of, contempt for, or prejudice against women, right? It's a form of sexism that is used to keep women at a lower social status than men. So, how do you spot the misogynistic black male? By the way he treats every black woman he runs into, or by the way he behaves, right? He's rude, he's disrespectful, he's overbearing, um, he doesn't even know you, but he pokes his chest out and he feels as if he should come first. Um, you're basically nothing to him. You know, your career means nothing, your money means nothing, because he hates you. He's prejudiced and he's jealous. He's mad of the fact that you're a woman, and despite the fact that he doesn't even know you, but he's jealous and he's mad because he sees you out, you're spending money, you're taking care of business, you got a grocery basket full of groceries, you're at the counter paying for whatever it is you're buying wherever it is you are, and he hates that because he feels that you as a black woman, you're in his way somehow. And I don't understand how a black man will feel like you're in his way when he shouldn't even be looking your way. He should be looking at these men of no color who's locked him out of society. So he has hatred for the wrong person. Now, mind you, I'm talking about these men in the manosphere, right? Because when we look at the men that aren't in the manosphere, they're respectful. They place blame where blame is supposed to be placed. They really could give a shit about, a black female out in society spending her money because he knows it's necessary. It's necessary for the black woman to have money because she don't eat, the kids don't eat, right? So we're talking about these men, these black men that in this manosphere that they have copied from the white man who are out here blaming black women for their own stupidity, right? So you have a lot of men being woken up to this black manosphere culture, but by the time they're waking these men up, they're stupid. They can't read. They can barely spell, right? They don't know how to take care of business. They don't know how to pay bills. Still don't have a fucking job, right? If you get one, you don't know how to behave on one, so you can't keep one, right? So they're not waking them up to set them straight. They're waking them up to join this physical battle that they have against black women. So they're waking these guys up to say, hey, all your problems are attributed to the black woman. See, you didn't have a father in your life. She kept you away from your father, or she was a hoe and she don't know who your father is, or look at her, she has all the money and look at her, she doesn't respect you as a man. And look at her. All these things, this is what they're waking all these men up into. But yet they aren't waking them up to teaching them how to fucking read, write, and spell, right? So They aren't telling them, hey man, your problem is that you didn't get an adequate education when you were younger. Now you're a 25, a 30-year-old, or a 40-year-old who's sitting here because you're so stupid. You have no education, so you don't know what your problem is. And that's how they are able to manipulate these men into thinking that the Black woman is their problem because they're too stupid to realize that it's my fault I didn't get my education, right? Or there is something purposefully being done to me, as well as purposefully being done to the Black woman that has put me in this situation. So as I am unconscious of what is happening, there are a lot of Black women who are unconscious of what's happening. So therefore, when she bears a child, she's stupid herself. So she doesn't know how to raise you. She doesn't know the pitfalls. She doesn't know that her main focus should not be on a man. It should, in fact, be on her children. So she's just as stupid as the Black man, right? And these are the Black women that are being woken up to the female, that the female aspect of the Black manosphere. So we think that it is only the Black man who is having problems with reading, writing, comprehension, and spelling. No, there's a hefty, hefty group of Black women who have this same problem, right? So, and these are the ones that have been recruited to the female aspect of the Black manosphere to come at the Black woman, thinking that she's this masculine female because she isn't fit, feminine, and friendly. No, the alpha female is not focused on being fit, feminine, and friendly. She's focused on housing, food, clothing, and educating her children. She could give a fuck about a man because she already knows what's wrong with him. She already knows how it needs to be fixed. But since they don't want to listen to us because they think we are in their way, they're going to stay the same. There's nothing we can do with them. So therefore, we've moved past them, right? Now, if I was a Black man, knowing what I know, knowing that Black men have poor levels of education. If I was going to wake a man up, I would wake him up and educate him first. I wouldn't wake him up to blame his problems on somebody else. I would wake him up to recognize his problems and give him some solutions to fix them. Right? There's a lot of Black men out here who have been struggling with education, who have basically left education behind, and who have hidden themselves behind the Black woman that does know what she's doing. Right? So you Black men that are poorly educated, you're hiding. And then when these other Black men, these dominant Black men, I'm not going to call them alpha, I'm just going to call them dominant, when they wake you up, they're waking you up to be hateful and mean to the Black woman who has absolutely, positively nothing to do with your problem, even though your problem is fixable, right? Go back to school. Why aren't these Black manosphere men, they do a whole lot of talking, a whole lot of begging you for your income and donate here and donate there, but they're not giving you what it is you really need to go out there and fight a winning battle. So while they're doing a whole lot of talking to you and making you think that Black women is your problem, you're being hoodwinked and bamboozled. And what is it? How is it working for you though? That's the telltale sign. How is it working for you? How has dominating the Black woman and hating the Black woman, how has that really worked out for you? Because usually when you get involved in educational program, when you get involved in a group, when you get involved in anything that you're supposed to be receiving results from, how has being a part of this worked for you? I mean, are you just an angry black man? Are you just a black man that's out here just being angry at black women? How is it really solving your personal life problems? How is it solving your financial problems? I mean, how can you expect a woman to submit to you when you have no finances, or when you have little to no finances, when you are making as much as a teenager would be making if they had an after school job or a full-time summer job? How, what, see, with women, we're saying you want us to submit to you. But how, what is going to be the outcome? What is my life going to end up looking like if I submit to you? What is it going to end up looking like? Right? Because we think for the future, black men think for today. Right? We don't really give a fuck about today, because today you could be broke and next year you can be rich. We can see that, right? But when you're thinking in terms of an alpha female is saying, well, shit, nigga, can you read? Can you write? Do you know how to turn this electricity on? Do you know how to call down there and pay the bill? You know how to you know how to get online and pay these bills? I mean, you know how to get online and look at booty all day and titties all day, but can you get online and take care of some business? You know how to run the streets fabulously, right? You know how to dress, you know how to smell good, you know how to go get your hair cut, but we want to know what kind of business do you know about taking care of, right? Can you help these kids with their homework? Can you help them? Can you help grow them? Can you help grow their minds in the direction that it needs to be grown in? Or are you just thinking about money, sex, and drugs and alcohol? This is what an alpha female is saying. Like, dude, bye. I don't have to respect you. I don't even have to be around you. I don't even have to have you in my company. So don't come over here looking for no respect, because I don't even deal with you. So you don't even need it from me. What is getting respect from a female that you don't know is going to do for you? What, make you feel like a man for 10 minutes? And then you go back to your your environment where you're nothing, you have nothing? Like, you want 10 minutes of feeling masculine? No, you want a lifetime of feeling masculine. And the way to get that is not to be blaming somebody else for your problems. So, as a black man, if you moved around a lot with your mom as a black boy, let me tell you, this is one of the things that happens with, or that has happened to black men who are poor in education. Think back, man, think back. You moved around. You moved around from school to school. And mind you, different schools have different educational programs and things that they teach, right? So you spend 6 months in this school, you maybe had just started to grasp what was being taught, or maybe you hadn't even started to grasp what was being taught. Then 6 months later, you move to another school. You don't know what the fuck is going on. You're sitting there. The teacher is talking bullshit to you because you weren't there the first day of school. So now you've missed 6 months worth of lessons, right? You're coming in the middle of school, and now you're supposed to pick up on what's going on. um, it happens again and again and again and again and again until you reach the age of graduation. I don't know. I think everybody's graduating nowadays. I think, what is there, no child left behind, right? So you're now coming into a young adulthood as a man. You can barely read, you can barely spell, you can barely write, right? And your comprehension level is void. So, yeah, how are you supposed to uh, pick up and now become a man, or become what society deems as a man? How are you supposed to do that? Well, I'll tell you. You get your ass back in school and you stay there consistently and you learn. You get some type of program. There's all types of self-help programs. There's all type of internet programs. There's all type of books. Let me tell you something where you guys need to start at. You need to start at the kindergarten level. It is what it is. If you don't know how to spell, you need to learn how to start putting them little words together first. Then you advance to the bigger words, and you advance to the bigger words, right? If you don't, you have to start from the bottom. There, you can't wake up and start blaming people for your problems when you have it in your power to fix it. But yet and still, you rather go and listen to these so-called alpha males who have the answers to your problems, which is blaming the Black woman for your issues, right? So you want to dominate a woman and still be a dummy. Alpha female is not going to let you do that because see, your penis, it pretty much doesn't really provide anything but pleasure, right? And the alpha female knows she can get pleasure from all different sources. So you're not coming over here with that bullshit, right? So that's how you know you're dealing with a misogynistic man. He wants respect, but yet and still, uh, it equates to nothing. It equates to nothing. So opposition to feminism. Anti-feminism, also spelled anti-feminism, is opposition to some or all forms of feminism. In the late 19th century and early 20th century, proposals for women's rights, such as the right to vote, educational opportunities, property rights, and access to birth control. So how you know you're dealing with an anti-feminist, right? He don't want to give you your rights. He don't feel as if you deserve the right to make decisions for yourself. He doesn't feel you deserve the right to make decisions in society. He believes that you should be seen and not heard like a child, right? So this is the man that wants you to come, that he wants to come in a house and he wants you to be calling him daddy like the rest of the damn kids. He wants to make all the decisions for you without having you be able to make them for yourselves or taking away your self-confidence to make decisions for yourself. So this is the man that'll tell you, no, you can't buy that, or no, you can't go out with your friends, or no, you can't go to your mom's house. This is the man that wants to treat you as if you're one of the children, right? He wants to treat you as if you're one of the children, but then he wants you to carry out woman duties, right? It is what it is. Men's rights activists. MRM is a branch of the men's movement. The MRM, in particular, consists of a variety of groups and individuals who focus on general social issues and specific government services which adversely impact, or in some cases, structurally discriminate against men. I'm not even going to finish reading that. Um, I don't know if that's one of the parts of the Black Manosphere, right? Um, because Black men really don't focus on general social issues and specific government services, right? They are pretty much against the government. They feel as if the government has crippled them by providing for Black women and children, right? They feel as if, it's the government's fault as well that they are in the position that they're in, yet and still that is partly true, but yet and still they won't do anything about it, right? So, not realizing that it's part of the government's issue why they have nothing, why they control nothing, why they run nothing, right? So you have some men in government, but they're not really running shit. They're just a face, right? They're just to say, hey, discrimination is no longer an issue. Look, we got black men in government. It's hogwash. But when you have the Asian man in government, his people are getting taken care of. When you have the Hispanic man in government, his people are getting taken care of. When you have the Indian man in government, his people are being taken care of. When you have the white man in government, of course, his people are being taken care of. When you have the black man in government, he's helping these men of other races take care of all the people in his races, and yet his race doesn't have shit because he's mesmerized by the money. He's mesmerized by the position, and he feels as if, oh, damn, finally, I got a position where I can get away from these niggas. The black men in government, they aren't trying to do anything for black people. They're trying to separate themselves from black people. Right? So they're letting the men of other races know, hey, I'm black, but I'm on your side. These niggas don't deserve nothing. Look at them, look how they act. So we just gonna go ahead. As long as you take care of me, I'm gonna help you take care of the people in your race. And he's trying to get far away and far in between and separated from black people. So I guess that's how you can spot this man. He's in government. He wears this nice suit. He talks a good game, but he ain't really doing shit for black people. And matter of fact, he ain't doing nothing for black people. You the furthest thing from his mind when he wake up in the morning, shit, shower, shave, put his suit on, spray his cologne, and go out there and hit his desk with his briefcase. You the furthest thing from his mind. Men going their own way. Men Going Their Own Way is an anti-feminist, misogynistic, mostly online community advocating for men to separate themselves from women and from a society which they believe has been corrupted by feminism. The community is a part of the Manosphere, a collection of anti-feminist, websites, blogs, and different things of that nature. This man right here, he really don't have too much to say to you. You could be out in public with this man, and he really don't have nothing to say with you. He's trying to get away from you. He's trying to avoid you. He don't want conversation with you. He don't give a damn if you go first, second, third, or last. As long as he get his shit taken care of, he get the fuck on. He's trying to get away from you, black woman, as fast as he can. He don't care about your respect. He don't care about your disrespect. He don't give a fuck about none of that. He just don't want to be around you. We're not going to, we not even going to describe this man as homosexual or transgender or any of those types of things. This is the man that just wants peace, right? He don't even want to deal. He's anti-feminist, but in a fashion to where he don't give. He don't want to have nothing to do with you. He's satisfied, right? He may have a little woman that he sees every now and again, or when he wants to get his needs met, but basically he fulfills his own needs, sexual desires, and different things of those natures. So he trying to get the fuck away from you. That's how you know you're dealing with a man going his own way. He's not mesmerized by your beauty. He don't give a shit what kind of clothes you got on. He don't care how sexy you look. He don't give a fuck about your weave. He don't care about the kids you got. He don't give a shit about none of that. He just want to get away from you. Okay? He's done. Right? The pickup artist. I was looking at Kendra G's I don't know, dating, YouTube program, we'll call it. And she had a couple women on there, and she was like, when was your last relationship? And the majority of, and I only seen a few of them, the couple of them that answered the question, they answered it basically in the same fashion. Oh, about 6 months ago, right? So you had a relationship about 6 months ago, and now you're back on the dating scene trying to catch a date off YouTube. when your last relationship didn't work and it was 6 months ago. So instead of asking yourself, why didn't this relationship work out? How long did this relationship last? And why am I so quick to put myself back on the dating market? Because obviously, if I was a good catch, the man would still be here. I wouldn't be on here looking for men to date and looking for relationships 6 months after I've broken up with this previous relationship. A lot of times, what females don't understand about a pickup artist is that a man can pick you up for a day, he can pick you up for 6 months, he can pick you up for a year, he can pick you up for 6 years. But the reason he is picking you up is to fulfill a need, right? So if a pickup artist picks you up for a day, it means you don't have any resources that he can benefit from. If he picks you up for 6 months, it means that he has a goal and the resources that you have, it's going to take him about 6 months to get them out of you, and then he can leave. The pickup artist that picks you up for a year, he has said, oh, it's going to take a little bit longer than 6 months to get out of this woman what I need, right? He either wants to utilize your resources, he wants to tear you down, or he wants to make you fat before he leaves, right? So he could have gotten his needs met within that 6 months, but yet he don't want to leave you in a position to where you can immediately find another man. So this is a guy, he's going to spend 6 more months with you to make you feel, to get you fat. So you're going to be like, oh, the first 6 months was wonderful. You know, we had a fabulous time. He showed me so much love and attention and this, that, and the third. And I did this for him and he did this little bit for me. And, everything was going fine. And in the last 6 months, it just seems like things weren't working out. We started arguing more. He started coming home late. Then he started spending nights out and we start arguing and I would break up with him for 2 hours, then take him back and different things like that. He's fattening you. He's fattening you up so that you have this weight to lose so that you aren't out there back in the streets with your self-esteem intact, right? So pickup artists, often self-identified as the seduction community or the pickup community, are a movement whose goal is seduction and sexual success. The community exists through internet newsletters and blogs, marketing forums and groups, as well as local clubs known as liars or layers. They're layers. Yeah, they're layers. So a pickup artist, he's a very sexual man as well, right? So when he comes to you, it's going to be of a sexual nature. But when you're talking about black men, right? There are a lot of black men who are out there just picking up women just to have sex with them, right? But the pickup artist also uses his artistry to get his needs met, to suck off your resources. So this is in a sense a dual person. He likes sex, he's picking you up for sex, but then on the other hand, if he has a resource need, he's gonna stay with you long enough to get that resource need met. You gotta watch out for them. So any man coming at you with in a sexual nature, like, ooh, you so fine, can I take you out? Or, you looking nice today, can I get your number? That's basically a pickup artist. Now, all men, you know, they have to have some type of pickup artist in them in order to let you know that he's interested in you. However, there's just some men out there you can just tell, ooh, he just wants that. I can just tell the way he came with that lame ass line in his that he's just looking for sex, right? And if you give it a few days, a week or so, you will actually see what his goals are. But this is one of the reasons why we have a lot of women who um, are being woken up and realizing that they have been taken advantage of. They've been in a deep sleep, we call it a deep slumber, for so long. You know, they're thinking that this man, I thought he was so in love with me. And come to find out, he was just using me. That's women's that's the famous line. I thought he loved me, but he was just using me. Oh, okay. So, fathers' rights group. The fathers' rights movement is a social movement whose members are primarily interested in issues related to family law, including child custody and child support that affect fathers and their children. Many of its members are fathers who desire to share the parenting of their children equally, we'll say, with the mother. I don't feel like clicking on it, right? So the Black Man Fathers Rights Group. Let's talk about them. Let's just talk about how you spot them quickly. Oh yeah, she keeping my kids away from me. The bitch put me on child support. She using the money that I gave her to get her hair, her nails done. She spending the money I gave her on her new nigga. You spot them by their conversation. You can give him your number. He can call you on the phone, and this is going to be the topic of his discussion. You want to stay away from this man. You want to stay away from all these men, basically, because they don't take accountability for their action, right? This is the type of man, this is the type of Black man who feels as if just because you have his children, he's supposed to be able to do whatever the fuck it is he want to do when he want to do it because you tied down with his babies and now he is supposed to be able to control you and do what he wants to do in and outside of your presence. And then when you put your foot down and stand up to him, now he got a problem. Or this is the man who gets you pregnant and then decides that he doesn't want to be a father, so he leaves, and then you put him on child support. Now he's angry with you. Or this is a man who gets you pregnant, decides he doesn't want to be a father. You put him on child support, and now I want to see my son. But he didn't want to see his son before he was put on child support. Because Black men feel like if money is coming out of their pocket and going towards something, they should be able to have sexual access to you. And we say that over and over and over and over again. But of course, they don't listen. We know the game. Alpha females, we know the game. So that's why you never hear us saying, oh, I thought he loved me, but he was just using me. Because alpha females, we don't work in that fashion. Alpha females, we have our own goals, plans, utilization of men's resources. We have our own game that we play and we stick to it. Right? So whereas the man think he using us, no, but we're using you. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, right? And blinded. So that's why you don't hear alpha females saying, "Oh, my husband left me, and he left me with all the kids, and he don't even want to pay child. We don't give a fuck about your child support. We don't give a fuck about your money." That's one thing that Kevin Samuels and these red pill niggas don't understand and they don't like. The alpha female, we don't give a fuck about your money. We don't give a fuck about your education. We don't give a fuck about your muscles. We don't give a fuck about who respects you and who doesn't respect you. We don't give a fuck about none of that. We don't care who your friends are. We don't care what kind of job you have. We don't care if you're standing in the community. Fuck all of that. I'm doing my own thing. Okay, you can like it or leave it or lump it or whatever the fuck it is you want to do with it, but just make sure you keep that anger and all that bullshit over there with the people that love you or with the people that respect you, because we don't give a damn. We gonna do the damn thing. Right, so you never hear a female saying, "Oh my God, he just got his needs met, and he didn't." We don't fuck about none of that, nigga. As soon as we find out you can't meet our needs, we gone. So it's these beta females that are waking up. I was with him for 6 years, and all he did was X, Y, and Z. He don't even want to see his kids. He don't even want to take care of his. That's female. That's beta female talk. Expecting somebody to do something for them because that is their mindset and that is the position that these men had them in. See, their relationships are based on or the love that they receive or that they think they're receiving from their man is based on their submission. It's based on them being treated like one of the kids, them needing him to supply all their financial, physical, and emotional needs. So who the fuck is the mother in the house? Because it ain't you. You one of the kids. Who's the mother in this house? If you calling him daddy and he's making all the decisions for you, and you gotta ask him for things, you gotta ask him to do things, you gotta check in with him. Who the fuck is the mama in the goddamn house? This is what I want to know. Who's the mama? I'm like scratching my head like right now. Who's the mama in the house? If you're one of the kids, who's the mama? I'll wait. If you're one of the kids, who's the mother? Because I'm gonna tell you in that situation, this is why your kids don't respect you as a woman. Because daddy is making all the decisions. So they looking at you like you one of the kids too. This is like a perfect example of this is the color purple. The perfect example of this is the color purple. She had to marry Mr. whatever the fuck his name was, Mr. He treated her as if she was one of the kids. That's why his kids didn't respect her because she had no power in the house. He had all the power. He said who stayed and who left. He said, excuse me, he determined whether she was going to receive excuse me, whether she was going to receive her mail or not. He determined what kind of clothes she was going to wear. He directed and guided and took charge of everything. That's why the kids did not respect her. So who's the fucking mama in the house, right? If this man has all the power in the house, then what the fuck are you, chopped liver? Like, how does that? I don't understand how does that work, right? So this is the idiocy I'm speaking of, right? It's very idiotic. So that's pretty much how you know you spot this father's right type of black dude. He constantly got a frown on his face because he got to take care of some kids that he helped create, right? So when you're speaking of these different communities within the manosphere, a lot of them, like this men's right activists, they're pretty much, I want to say, they're pretty much non-threatening. I mean, who really gives a shit? I mean, there are so many women out here who we don't give a damn about no government. Just give me my county check and pay part of my Section 8 rent, and we cool, we good. We don't give a shit about whether your mind in government is focused on black people or not. We don't really care about that. He ain't trying to dominate black women. He don't even want to be around black women. He got him a white woman. He ain't thinking about us. He's not one of my concerns, right? This type of black man is like one of my concerns, right? Let him have his cake, let him eat it, let him bask in it, and and then die. Who cares, right? Men going their own way, non-threatening. They don't want to be around you. They don't give a damn. They don't want to engage you. You ain't gonna get shit from them. They just don't want to deal with you. That type of black man, he's just focused on himself, which is a good thing, right? This pickup artist is one of the ones you got to worry about because he wants to utilize your resources, whether it's sex, whether it's finances, whether it's a roof over his head, whether he wants you to buy him something or give you money, or whether he's just along for the ride, right? But always remember, he ain't picking you up for nothing. He ain't picking you up for conversation. Okay. This father's right group guy, this black, you gotta watch out for him because he gonna get you pregnant and then he gonna complain about having to pay child support as well. These types of behaviors among black men do not end. They repeat them over and over again. This is why they got 200 baby mamas and 16,000 kids because they fail to learn from their consequences. You would think that a man that had got a woman pregnant maybe a couple of times, maybe 3 times, and he left, he's not with her anymore, and now he has to pay child support. You would think that he would get a vasectomy or he would put a rubber on it. But no, what does he do? He moves in with the next female and he gets her pregnant, right? And but he's not gonna get with the same type of female. He's gonna get with a female that he can manipulate her into not filing for child support, right? She's that dummy that says, "Oh, I'm not going to file for child support. I'm going to help him get his CDL license so he can start a trucking business or so that he can drive trucks." Or I'm not gonna, even though we have a disabled child and he has, 50, 100 million medical bills coming in, I'm gonna take him off. I'm not gonna put him on child support. I'm gonna support him. And even though our relationship didn't work out, we have a good relationship in spite of that. I'm not gonna put him on child support. I'm going to help him, I don't know, give his IT certificate or something so that he can willingly take care of these kids. He's gonna find him one of them, right? Stay away from him. This man has not learned from his mistakes. He's still out here creating babies. But at the same token, when these women do file child support from him, they only getting 50 cents a week, and he's still complaining that you getting your hair or your nails done. Stay away from him. This masculinity guy, oh, he is, ooh, yeah, he's a motherfucker because he does not know the true definition of masculinity, nor does he know what masculine behaviors are. He's a bitch in every sense of the word. Okay? He is the one that feels as if he is being respected by women. This is what makes him a man. And it doesn't. Stay away from him. This misogynistic man, this man that's prejudiced against women, you stay far the fuck away from him. He don't want to see you have shit. He don't give a fuck. He don't want you to have a job. He don't want you to have your kids. He wants your kids taken away. He don't want you to have no food. He don't want you to have no clothes. He don't want you to have no weed. He don't want you to have no eyelashes. He don't want you to have shit unless he say you can have them. Stay away from him. You know, you might want to keep a couple of plastic bags, some bean bag guns, you know, with you, some pellet dishes. You want to sting him and make him stay far the fuck away from you. He don't want to see you have shit. He hates the fact that you are a woman and you have rights just like he does. It is what it is. He wants to take everything away from you and leave you desolate. And so he can laugh at you and so he can feel as if he's done something. Right? Stay away from this guy. Recognize this guy, right? Um, and they come in so many different faces. This is a man that will date you and get you fired from your job. He will smile in your face and stab you in the back. Because these men are good at hiding themselves. Right? They want to keep you at a lower social status than them. They don't want you to have a better job than them. They don't want you to make more money than them. They don't want you to be looked up to in society. They hate you. And so they will be just like a spy. They'll get in your good graces and tear you down from the inside. Right? These are great sabotagers. They like to sabotage your shit. These are the men that'll give you a black eye so you can't go to work. You lose your job. These are the kind of men that'll flatten your tire and pour sugar in your gas tank, bust out your windows so you can't get around, can't go to work, can't do nothing. They don't give a fuck, right? And he can be, y'all both can need that car. Y'all both can need the job that you have. But he knows, as a black man with a penis, he knows that once he done tore you down from the inside, he can just go and find him another female to destroy. This is the man that'll get you hooked on drugs and alcohol and then leave you with a drug and alcohol habit. Right? That's another way you tear a woman down on the inside, from the inside. You get her hooked on drugs. Right? You fuck up. You get her put out of her apartment. Right? You cuss and you fuss and you argue and you fight and you holler and you yell and you do all these disgusting things that a jealous man does so that he can fuck your whole life up and then move on to the next female. And how do you recognize this man? Well, when you meet him, he's going to ask you, do you smoke weed and do you drink? And when you say no, he's going to be like, oh, well, damn, I can't get her that way. So, because that is one of the ways that you get to a person, that you take a person down, is you get them hooked on drugs. You get them drunk so they don't get up and go to work the next morning, or they're consistently late. So when that man comes to you and asks you, do you drink or do you smoke? And you tell him no, more than likely he ain't gonna fuck with you. But if you are a great challenge for him, if he feels like it'll be a challenge to take you down, he'll still fuck with you. What he gonna do is he gonna keep you up late at night, right? He gonna tell you, oh, call off work, and we could just kick it. He's gonna have his friends over playing loud music. He know you gotta go to sleep. He know you gotta get up and go to work in the morning, right? He gonna have the music playing in the room and you trying to sleep. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna distract you by staying out late and by staying out overnight. So now you worried about him. You worried about the fact that he's cheating, and you can't think about nothing else but him cheating. And so you call off work or you do some dumb shit to fuck your own life up. Stay away from this man. This is this misogynistic man, right? He don't feel like you should have nothing. Don't say I didn't tell you so, right? By the time you wake up, you ain't got shit. You're like, damn, I gotta start all the way from the bottom. I gotta go move in. I gotta take my kids because I'm getting evicted. I can't pay my rent because I done quit my job running around behind this man. Now I gotta either go move back in with my mom. I gotta go move in with a girlfriend, or I gotta go to some shelter, or I gotta wait 6 months for this eviction to go through because I ain't got nowhere else to go. So this is the man that likes to tear your life up from the inside out, right? So the history of the manosphere. The manosphere grew out of social movements such as the men's liberation movement of the 1970s and 80s. Groups now considered to be part of the manosphere, such as the men's rights movement, predate the term manosphere. The term, a play on the word blogosphere, is believed to have first appeared on Blogspot in 2009. It was subsequently popularized by Ironwood, a pornography marketer who collected a variety of blogs and forums in book form as The Manosphere, A New Hope for Masculinity. The term entered the popular lexicon when news media began to use it in its stories about men who had committed acts of misogynist violence, sexual assault, and online harassment. Right? So when I'm telling you to stay away from this misogynistic man, it's detrimental to your standing and to your health to stay away from this man because he is violent. When you're out here in the street, grocery shopping, clothes shopping, doing things that, men are able to participate in, and you get that rude ass nigga, let him be rude because don't give him the satisfaction of hitting you or calling you out of your name to try to embarrass you or to disrespect you in front of your kids, right? Or to just really be violent towards you. Just let it go, just let it go, right? If you're not fighting for your people, don't fight with them. Don't fight, don't let him go on about his business. Let him take that shit back to his fit, feminine, and friendly woman that he got at home, his woman child that he has at home. Don't even engage him, right? So there was something else I wanted to read. Oh, the jargon. All right. The manosphere has its own distinct jargon. The idea of misandry, hatred, or prejudice against men is commonly invoked, both as an equivalent to misogyny and a way to deny the existence of institutionalized sexism. A central tenet is the concept of the red pill, a metaphor borrowed from the film The Matrix. See, niggas ain't original for shit. They always got to get some shit from somewhere else. It concerns awakening men to the supposed reality that society is dominated by feminism and biased against men. Manospherians believe that feminist and political correctness obscure this reality, and that men are victims who must fight to protect themselves. Accepting the Manosphere's ideology is equated with taking the red pill, and those who do not are seen as blue pilled or as having taken the blue pill. Such terminology originated on the anti-feminist subreddit, the Red Pill, and was later taken up by men's rights and men going their own way sites. Donna Zuckerberg writes, the Red Pill represents a new phase in online misogyny. Its members not only mock and belittle women, they also believe that in our society, men are oppressed by women. So this is where you have Black men saying that Black women have all the jobs. Okay, Black women have all the kids. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you taking care of that you need to check for anyway? Nothing, right? Why would a Black woman that you get pregnant and have left behind, why would she not need a fucking job to make money to take care of her kids? And then you belittle her and ridicule her for getting a county check. So what the fuck? Right? And then when you do have the opportunity to get the job and make a check, who the fuck did you take care of? Women of women of non-color. So how is it that you, as a Black man having a job, is benefiting the Black woman? It isn't. And there's no way you can convince me otherwise. Because every time a nigga gets some money, he runs in the opposite direction of the Black woman. So how is it that the Black woman is doing something wrong by having a job, making a paycheck so she can take care of herself and her kids? I don't get it. Do you see the stupidity in it? Do you see the stupidity in the Black man's mind, these Black manospheres' minds? You see how stupid it is? When the Black woman, I guess it's a 38, you done hit the wall, nobody wants you, you should be giving this shit away, right? How is it that she should not have a job and have an income when you niggas don't want her because she's too old? So how is you having a job going to benefit her? How is you bringing in a paycheck going to benefit her? Why should she stand down from a job so that you can have a job when you're not even going to fucking take care of her? How? How? How is her not getting an education and being able to provide for herself? Because remember, women think for the future, you niggas think for today. She's thinking, I need my education. Okay, yeah, I could be fit, feminine, and friendly and young and, in my 20s and my late 20s and my early 30s and still find a man. But what about when I hit the wall and I'm no longer attracted to him only because I have reached a certain age and above and he doesn't want to take care of me anymore? What the fuck am I supposed to do? So how is his job going to benefit her for the long run? Because you niggas don't want to marry Black women. You don't want to take care of Black women. So why are you so focused on what the Black woman is doing? We do not respect you. We will not respect you until you turn around and force your way and put your foot down against these men of non-color. Don't come over here with that bullshit. I can respect you all day long. I can stay in the house all day long. I cannot spend money all day long. But how the fuck is that going to benefit the Black man? It isn't. You just going to be another bitch with a job. You just going to be another bitch that ain't running shit. Black women, we don't run shit either. But we ain't supposed to be running shit. Right? Because it ain't our shit to run. Right? You ain't running shit because it ain't your shit to run. their shit. And they decide if they want to let you run their shit or not. But you ain't really running shit because you're still doing what they say. So how black women, we've humbled ourselves and we get up and we go to work and we do what our boss tells us to do and we, do our work like we supposed to do it, and then we come the fuck home. Because we know us trying to take over some shit that women didn't even, women didn't even establish. So we already know our goal is not to take over the world. Our goal is not to dominate men. Our goal is not to run the world. That's not our goal, right? That's the man's goal. And while the men of non-color are running the world, the black man is just sitting here like one of the bitches. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. And so that is where the black man's mind is all messed up, because he thinks that dominating the black woman or being dismissive towards the black woman or beating the black woman down or taking his money, the little bit that he do have, and go take care of a woman of non-color, he thinking somehow that's going to put him in a power play position. Don't put you in no kind of position. You just a bitch with a job and a white woman. Or a Mexican woman or an Asian woman. That's all you are, a bitch with a bitch. These men of other races don't see you as a man. They see you as another one of the bitches that they grab by the dick. Remember, grab her by the pussy. They grabbing y'all by the dick. Grab him by the dick because he's just one of the bitches. We're going to do him the same way we do the women. We're going to sexually harass you because you're one of the bitches. Right? When's the last time you heard a white man say he was sexually harassed by another white man? When was the last time you heard a Mexican man say he was harassed by a white man, sexually harassed by a white man? When have you heard an Asian man say he was sexually harassed by a white man? When have you heard of a white man saying he was sexually harassed by an Asian man? You haven't, because they respect their manhood. As a black man, nobody respects your manhood, and it ain't got shit to do with a black woman. The people that you want to be getting respect from, you scared to take your respect from them. They don't respect you. You don't even know how to get respect from them. But I bet you one thing: the black woman knows. We know how to get you. We know how you get respect from these men of other races. But you too pussy to do so. You're a punk. It is what it is. You one of the boys or one of the girls. They do not respect you as a man. So why is it again that black women should just bow down? It's like bow if you don't get on my face. Well, that's what the alpha female says. Anyway, bitch, if you don't get on my face with that bullshit. Anyway, moving right along. I wanted to address these comments that I received on one of my videos, because see, you hoes, you know what I'm saying? You think every bitch is supposed to think the same. And when I say bitch and hoe, I'm figuratively speaking, right? Because this is, pretty much what society calls us, bitches and hoes and all that kind of shit. So when I use that, I'm just being vulgar. I'm just being, myself, right? Because I don't like the fake shit. No, you didn't. What's that? What's that? Where's my case? Well, you still could have told me. I would have gave you. I know. I was just slaughtered. No, I'm not. I'm not. You know what? My fat ass. I'm not even hungry. I had some pizza for breakfast. I'm not even hungry. I'm just messing with you. But yeah, I wanted to address these comments. Let me try to share my screen. I want to address these comments from these females, from these hoes, from these so-called woke females about this video I did about Princella the Queen Maker. You know, Princella the P, Princella the Pimp. You know, that's why I say these hoes, right? These some of Princella the Pimp's hoes, right? Let me see what this is. So yeah, let me go here. Okay, I lost y'all for a minute there. Let me come back. Let me share my screen again. You to share. All right, I guess I'm back again. So I don't know why it keeps booting me out when I try to share my screen. So let me see. Let me share my screen. Okay, so am I back? I guess I am back. I tried to just go ahead and start another stream, but I guess it wanted me to continue this one. So let me try to share my screen again. All right, come on, come on.